probably Sandhurst should have turned in front, but they didn't. I still think they'd be happy. I think their aim is to be together with Gisborne at three-quarter time, and they believe they can come home. Let's see how it pans out. Second term underway. There's the ball up, dead heat. Again, Duff Titler grabs it, but his kick was smothered. Stacks on the mill. Umpire lets it go. Now he doesn't. He's going to go in and ball it up again, still in the centre of the ground. We see these starts all the time. Ball up, ruck contest, probably ineffective, falls at the feet, everybody jumps on top. We'll do it all again to get the second term started.
So umpire Gene Hodgins to put the footy in the air once again. Up they go. Atkinson won the tap for Sandhurst, who are kicking towards the Barnard Street end in this second term. Vigus is in there at ground level, ripped off the footy by Barraquet. Quick little kick out of the pack, found Perez, didn't travel the 15. He's wrapped up in a tackle by Daniel Anglin, and we'll have a ball up. Still inside the centre square, just on the attacking side of centre for the Dragons in this second term. They lead by 11 points at this stage. Gisborne 3-4-22 to Sandhurst 1-5-11. Let's go to Mark Burke for Brian Dunbendigo.
Yep, bench for Gisborne is Ferrugia, Daniel Saunders and Matt Cannard.
Thanks, Mark. Ball tapped out of the ruck here and taken by Matt Fitzgerald for Gisborne. Kicks out towards the grandstand wing. First one back there is Sammy Richardson, the Waiai Premiership player last year. He kicks inside 50. Fitzgerald, big fly. Couldn't take the mark. Picked up at ground level by Niall. He's stripped of the footy by Elsom. Elsom gets a quick kick in towards the centre square. Oh, Saunders went crashing through. Took the footy brilliantly. Kicks inside 50. It's a shocker. Off the boot. It bounces in front of Barham. He couldn't take possession. Reaper might have been infringed. Umpire will let it go. Geordie Barham picked up the footy. Kick is slung. He's slung as he gets his kick away. Chance now for Sandhurst to clear. Out towards the half-back flank. Only as far though as Saunders again. Luke Saunders kicks towards centre half forward. Picked up there on the bounce by Matt Fitzgerald. Looks for the leader Barham again. Out in front. He's forced to bend down, pick it up. Got a hand pass away towards Massaudi. Curcio there to help out. Picks it up. Tried to break the tackle. That's holding the footy. Great tackle, Sammy Richardson. And Richardson grinds him into the turf. Is it going to be 50? It is. Umpire Jeff Williamson says, you can't do that, Chris. A bit of afters there, perhaps, Wayne.
I think he's very upset that he got caught here. You can see the goals coming, and it was a great tackle, wasn't it? Under pressure.
It's a game of centimetres, 50 metres, and this brings the player with the football, Sammy Richardson, to half forward for Sandhurst. Goes towards full forward. Fitzgerald on the lead, got hands to it. Should have completed the mark, but didn't. Loose ball, worked outside. Fitzgerald takes it for Gisborne. Hand pass away, but there's a whistle on play. It's going back to centre half back. It'll be a free kick to Gisborne, and the player down there to take it, I think, might be Stewie Hamilton. It is. So Hamilton, player on the mark, right on defensive 50. Hamilton goes across the ground, gives it to Marcus Barham, who takes the footy, got space to work with, goes wide, looks for Barraquet. Big Eddie stretches to his full height, but drags into mark at half back for Gisborne.
Barraquet kicks smothered off the boot by Jones. And, gee, you see experienced players make mistakes in grand finals sometimes, Wayne.
It's amazing, and I mean, that's about the fourth time there's been smothers today.
Let's go to Alexander Collins for Brian Dunbendigo.
Woodford, Haythorpe and Matt Sexton on the bench for Sandhurst.
Thanks, Alexander. So ball to be thrown back into play. Attacking side of centre wing here for the Dragons. On the grandstand side, Atkinson tapped the ball over the back, but only as far as McInerney. His little tap goes towards Fitzgerald, who kicks dangerously across the half-back line. Chance near for Kieran Niall if he can pick up the footy. Runs inside 50, snaps the ball back towards Fitzgerald, but Marcus Barham is there to chip in. On the full-back line, Marcus Barham now kicks towards centre half-back. Barraquet under pressure, holds steady, took a good mark. Got the hand pass away to Simon Elson.
Elson plays on, got through the traffic under the pump, but gets it on the left foot. Goes high towards half forward. The target Saunders, can't take the mark. Noonan grabs it. Kick away under pressure's okay. And the mark is taken at half forward for Sandhurst down there by Gathercole. He plays on, inside 50. Up they go. Perez couldn't take the mark. Vigus the crumb. He goes bang and kicks it. That's the one they wanted. They've mucked around and they've stuffed around, and finally they got it front and centre and kicked the goal. The Dragons go to 2-5-17. Gisborne 3-4-22. 4 minutes into the second term of the grand final. That is on the Tuddenham's carpet court. Top end of Mitchell Street scoreboard, Wayne Walsh.
I'm glad you didn't take that description of Sandhurst play to its natural conclusion there, Jock. Wayne Walsh.
That is a classical piece of roving, being front and square and well finished off by Mark Vigus. That's the goal that Sandhurst didn't need, Jock. You did right.
So ball back in the centre once again. Up they go. Duff Tyler against Atkinson. Atkinson, great tap. Thumped it forward. Picked up here by Barrackay. He was tackled. Just got a little kick forward. Oh, clever tap from Duff Tyler. Put it in the path of Massaudi, who kicks on the left boot inside 50. Davis couldn't quite read the flight of the footy. Prowse is there. Just sockers it off the ground out towards the grandstand wing. Atkinson in space. Can chip short. Looking for Perez on the lead. Hits him out in front of England. So Zach Perez, he's 2 kicks from goal. He'll go long on the left boot towards the square. Ben Sexton back there. He'll come over the back. Couldn't take the mark. Play on, says the umpire. There might have been a push. Duff Tyler picks up the footy. Blazes high and wide and out of bounds on the full. On that outer side of the ground. And the free kick will go to Perez over on that far side. 70 metres from goal.
Well, Perez moving into the front half for this quarter is really providing a bit of a live wire down there. So he's got the footy too far out to score. Perez takes his time. Now he's going to just drive it long and direct towards full forward. Up they go. Duff Tytler worked to the front of the pack and took a well-judged mark. In the back pocket, wants 50, reckons it was knocked out of his hand. Nothing for it. And a big fellow's got it deep in defence. Plays on with a hand pass. Out wide. Gives it to a teammate out there. The play with the football was Cam Medica. Gets around the traffic. In the end, though, he's in trouble. Forced a hand pass to Barrackay. Back in the direction of McInerney. Throws it on the boot. Goes wide. Down the wing on the outer side where it rolls over the line and out of bounds. And it'll be thrown back into play. So outer side of the ground, wing position. Ball to be thrown back in. 5-point margin at this stage. It is Gisborne in front at the 6-minute mark.
Ball comes back into play. Duff Tytler against Atkinson. Duff Tytler in the front position, won the tap, but it only went as far as Jones for Sandhurst. He bursts away, kicks up towards the half-forward flank. Fitzgerald on a long lead, out in front of Marcus Barham. Pulls in the mark just before the boundary line and has a bit of a how do you do with Barham over on that far side of the ground. Massive crowd, it must be 10 deep over next to the scoreboard. Chips inside 50. Perez has drifted forward. And Zach Perez has taken the mark close to the boundary line in the scoreboard pocket here, Wayne Walsh.
It was a good move by Zach Perez. He ran about 50 metres to receive that kick, so now he needs to convert.
Left footer too. He's on the right side.
He's on the left side,
yeah.
If he's a left footer.
That's right.
He'll kick on the good side for a left footer.
I knew what I meant.
Yes. No one else did. That's the only problem there. Zach Perez on the left boot. 35 metres out, hooks it back around. I tell you what, it looks pretty good off the boot. Goal umpire likes it. That's a goal. Great kick by Zach Perez. And Sandhurst hit the front by a point. Sandhurst 3-5-23, leading Gisborne 3-4-22. 7.5 minutes gone in this second term on the Central Victorian Medical Supplies scoreboard. Mark Burke for Brian Dunbendigo.
Yeah, Gisborne have made it. Eddie Barrackay off and Darren Ferrugia on and going straight to the back pocket.
Wayne Walsh.
It was a great goal by Zach Perez. As I said before, he ran the 50 or 60 metres to receive that kick, Peter, so he created space. There's a space there for him in the forward pocket, and as Jock said, it was the right side for him, being a left footer.
So Perez puts the Dragons back in front, back in the middle, ball up they go, all important clearance. Fitzgerald bursts through the middle, gives it to Curzio, puts it on the boot, kicks the Bulldogs inside 50, up they go. Jordan Barham can't mark it, gets the crumb, he's tackled, lost it, Saunders takes it, spins in a wide arc for Gisborne, goes to Cannard at full forward, over his head. He runs it down in the pocket, hotly pursued by 2 Dragons defenders. Stagg was one of them, Q and the other, they push it over the line and out of bounds. And it'll be thrown back into play about 15 metres around from the behind post with the Bulldogs deep in attack to the city end of the ground.
Dave Wharton and Dave Collins working the changes down below us. Ball thrown back into play. Chance here for Gathercole. Might have been tackled high. Andrews on hands and knees. Couldn't get a hand pass away. Also in there, Thornton. He's wrapped up in a tackle, which is too high by Elson, says the umpire. And he'll get the free kick inside his own defensive 50 here, Thornton. And he's keen to get on with things. Looks up and he's got about 4 players standing around him and no one up on centre wing. He'll go towards the grandstand wing now. Target down there is Gathercole. The front position, Fitzgerald, big fly over the back. Got into the back of his opponent, in fact. And umpire Jeff Williamson saying the free kick will go against Fitzgerald. He didn't hold the mark, I suppose, Wayne. So
yeah, that's correct. Once you put your arms in the back.
Mark Burke for Brian Dunbendigo.
Yeah, even if he took the mark, Peter, it would have been part against him. He used his hands, and that's what Jeff Williams.
Well, it's taken by Massaudi, plays on, goes long inside 50 for the Bulldogs. Nobody can take the mark. Mitrovic back in defence, picks up the crumb, goes to half back. Fitzgerald, the target, takes a good mark. That's what you got to do, son, when you fall off. Get back on the bike. And he's got the mark right in front of the commentary position. Half back flank for the Dragons. Fitzgerald takes his time, tracks some traffic. Now he goes down the wing. in front of a packed grandstand. Up they go, big fly, nobody can take the mark. Crum taken down there for the Dragons by, it might be Comer. He was dragged over the line in the tackle and it'll be thrown back into play. No, it won't. Caught with the ball, said the umpire. Free kick will go to Gisborne on the wing. Well, I thought he didn't have much opportunity.
Had one of his arms pinged, Jock, so he couldn't do much about it.
Well, good tackle, rewarded by the umpire. Gisborne. It's taken down there for them by Cam Medica. He goes back to half forward. Nobody can take the mark. Taken by Jones, the Crum. Grabbed high by Elsom. Free kick at half back to Jones of Sandhurst. The umpires just starting to pay slightly more free kicks now than they did in the first part of this game, Wayne Walsh.
They are, and I think that's twice now the Harries are two tackles too high, Jock. So the problem being 6'4", I guess.
Ball in dispute on grandstand wing. Borchard goes backwards by hand, finds Gather Cole. Gather Cole now dangerous, kicking towards the centre square. Richardson had to sit, couldn't take the mark. It'll be picked up though by Noonan. He's run now from behind. Slung off the footy. Umpire says play on. Players dive in on top of the footy. Must have been very close to holding the ball there against Noonan. Let's go to Mark Burke for Brian Dunbendigo.
Gisborne have made a change. Duff Tyler off and McKenzie on for his first run.
There's the ball up between centre and half forward. Chance down there for Gather Cole, locked up in a tackle, going nowhere, and the umpire will come in and ball it up again. It's almost at centre half forward for the Dragons. Time clock shows 11 minutes gone second turn. Up they go for a bounce. McKenzie up high, got it down. Quick kick out of the traffic though, favours the Dragons. Goes towards half forward, across the 50, bouncing towards the boundary line, over and out of bounds. It'll be thrown back into play. South Bendigo Social Room's pocket. 65 metres out from the Dragons' goal to be thrown back into play. McKenzie down there to do the ruck duties for the Bulldogs. And it will be Comer in ruck for the Dragons.
Ball thumped forward here for Gisborne. Gather Cole took it, but was ripped off the footy. All high tackle there on McInerney. Umpire didn't see it. Picked up here by Jones. Got a hand pass away to Gather Cole, who was dumped without the footy. And the free kick is paid. Comer tried to take the advantage, but the ball will come back. And Lee Gather Cole will have a free kick here. Just outside 50 for the Dragons. Social Club Rooms, grandstand flank on the View Street side of the ground here at the QEO. The margin is a point at the moment. 3-5-23 the Dragons, Gisborne 3-4-22, and Gather Cole just taking his bit of a chance to have a bit of a breather here, Wayne.
He wasn't near hurry to get the ball back to himself, was it? So he must use the ball now, though.
He'll kick inside 50, looking for the lead of Sexton. Out he comes, couldn't take the mark. Ball picked up at the back of the pack here for Gisborne. Little hand pass over the top, finds Curcio. He goes back inside defensive 50 to Elliott, under pressure. Gets a long left foot kick out towards the swimming pool wing. It's all Sandhurst out there. Noonan and Mitrovic can raffle it. Mitrovic will be the first one there. Just keeps the footy in play. He can steady now. Gets a good shepherd. Has one bounce. Kicks up towards the half forward line. Up there go. Richardson couldn't hold the mark. In fact, it was Thornton.
Free kick.
And he's going to get the free kick for over the shoulder, I think it was, Wayne.
It was.
So
He should have held the mark though.
Exactly.
So Rob Thornton, who didn't have the footy returned properly there. Umpire lets it go. He'll try and hand pass off here. He does. He's got a teammate there in Comer who loads up from 50. Slews off the side of the boot. Won't be a score. Big fly from Fitzgerald off hands. The ball will go over the boundary line and out of bounds. We'll have a throw in. So Sandhurst 3-5-23. Gisborne 3-4-22. 13 minutes gone in the second term on the Perrot's Paint scoreboard.
It's a real arm wrestle, this grand final. There's nothing in it. It is kick for kick, point for point, 1%er for 1%er. I reckon it's going to be that way for a fair while. Thrown in the forward pocket for the Dragons. Elsom's after it. He takes it, feeds out a hand pass, gets it over towards Sharp. Sharp goes wide, good kick, finds a teammate in the back pocket. It's Daniel Anglin who takes the footy. Wastes no time, plays on, gets around Richardson, back on the right foot, comes down the wing, grandstand side, marking contest. Atkinson went up, couldn't complete the mark. He was going the wrong way, but goes again, the big fellow. Knocked off the football. Fitzgerald gets a hand pass along the ground, but it bounces over the line and out of bounds. It's now at half forward for Gisborne to be thrown back into place. 22 Gisborne, 23 Sandhurst, 13 and a half gone second term of the grand final.
Right in front of our broadcast position here at the Curio. Thrown in. Atkinson won the tap. Didn't do much with it. Davis will pick it up for Gisborne. Got it across to Matt Fitzgerald, who gets away from a couple of tacklers. Kicks inside 50 for the lead of Barham. Ball pitches out in front. Oh, clever tap over the top of Borchard. He'll pick it up inside the boundary line. Hand pass will sit for Curcio. Runs into the goal square. Left foot shot into the post. Great defensive pressure there from Mel Borchard, I think it was.
Sensational.
Pushed Curcio off his kick. And a certain goal turned into a behind after it hit the post.
He harassed Geordie Barham and then harassed Chris Curcio. Fantastic commitment
3-5, 23 apiece here on the Brian Dunbendigo scoreboard.
Prowse kick out good, finds Mitrovic on defensive 50. Waste no time, plays on down the grandstand wing. Nobody can take the mark. Vigas there. Doesn't get a good bounce. Atkinson does. Under pressure. Hand pass back to Jones. He's under pressure. Gets out of trouble and throws it on the boot. Wobbly old kick towards half forward. Up they go. Great mark. Taken down there in defence by Ty. Is it Ty Elliott?
Yes, it is.
Who's taken it for Gisborne. Plays on with a hand pass to Kennard.
Kennard goes for the switch across the half-back line. England's out there on the swing pull back flank. He'll go down the wing. Looking for Saunders. Is wrestling with Noonan. Saunders! Brilliant skill, one-handed mark, juggling the footy, plays on now, swings onto the right boot, kicks towards centre half forward, Jody Barham couldn't take the mark, hits the deck, Sharp's in there for Gisborne, he can't pick up the footy, Barham's in there again, goes backwards by hand, there he'll find a teammate in Curcio, he kicks long towards Reaper, but filling the hole in front is Kieran Prowse, and it's not the most sought-after position in Bendigo footy, it'd be fair to say. Goes in towards the centre square, and Matt Stagg is there in the white boots for the Dragons.
Just on defensive side of centre. Stagg plays on with a hand pass, gives it to a running Mitrovic. He loads up and goes towards half forward, marking contest. Fitzgerald says, if you can do it, I can, and pulls in a one-hander just inside 50. True centre half forward, and the Dragons mark Fitzgerald. Should go back like a fair dinkum key forward and bang through one for his side. He's done the hard work, he's pulled in the ball and he's kicked one and will line up for second. No multiple goal scorer on the park as yet. The scoreboard 3-5, 23 apiece and 16 minutes gone second term. Great grand final, crowd on its toes. Fitzgerald close to the man on the mark, gives it a ride. Will he make the distance? Close, it won't. It's just touched on the line and through for a minor score. The Dragons to 3-6 lead the Bulldogs 3 goals 5. That is on the Limerick Tavern scoreboard, and we won't go to Alexander Collins for Brian Dunbendigo because he said not to. The ball will be brought back into play by McInerney for Gisborne.
So McInerney at the Barnard Street end of the ground with a good crowd down there. Goes short with the kick in, and Curcio takes the mark.
What do you reckon he would have said, Peter, if we had gone to Alexander?
If he would have said, thanks boys, back to you, I think.
Terrific.
So Curcio goes short by hand, and he's got Kennard, has a couple of bounces across the fullback line. Short pass, and Hamilton's taken the mark. They're still inside defensive 50 here, Gisborne. Now they'll come through the centre of the ground. Chip into open space. Missed the target. Vigas will take it for Sandhurst. Hand pass off to Mark Fitzgerald. He goes inside 50. Thornton is run down. Great tackle there from Marcus Barham. Wrapped him up. No chance of getting rid of the footy. And we'll have a ball up at centre half forward here for the Dragons. They lead by a point after 17 minutes in this second term.
So the umpire to ball it up just inside 50 for the Dragons. 45 out from their goal. Up they go. Big pack of players in that forward 50. And nobody can take an effective possession. Sharp's got the football, tackled to the ground. Ball spills out. Vigas on hands and knees. He's over the top of the ball, can't get it out. And again, we'll have a ball up. Maybe work 10 metres closer, maybe just 35 metres out, directly in front. Dragons to the Barnard Street end of the ground. Umpire in control. Alexander Collins for Brian Dunbendigo.
Haythorpe and Woodford coming off for Sandhurst. Ben Sexton coming off for a rest.
Was worth waiting for, son. It was all quality. There's the ball up. Taken by Atkinson from the tap. Kick across the body for goal by Atkinson. His full points. Dragons get their 4th on the board. That was great play. Sandhurst to 4-6-30. Gisborne 3-5-23. Tell us about it on the Fresh 895. Wayne Walsh.
I reckon right now Gisborne under pump, Jock, because when they move forward from their back line, they've got no one to kick to. They're stagnant. Right now Sandhurst are taking all before them. They're controlling the play. And I think right now, if Gisborne don't get some scores on the board, that Sandhurst can kick now 2 or 3 goals and really take control of the game.
So the metronome swinging over to the way of Sandhurst.
Richard picking those little players, correct.
Ball thumped out of the ruck by McKenzie for Gisborne. Tackle applied and the ball jars free. Chance here for Comer, who's wrapped up in the tackle. And we'll have a ball up. And you've
50 metres.
Spotted something there. It's a free kick and 50. Let's go to Mark Burke for Brian Bendigo. What was in that one, Mark?
It was paid for a throw, boys. And then he just kept back chatting, and we all know, doesn't matter what they make a mistake, you don't open your mouth. You pay the penalty.
So the free kick wasn't there to start with, you don't think, Mark?
No, the free kick was definitely there, but the player didn't think it was there.
So Matt Stagg's got the footy in hand, and he's being walked up towards centre half forward here for Sandhurst. Man on the mark is about 45 metres out directly in front, and Stagg will go back and have a shot.
Is it in his distance, Peter?
Maybe pushing it a little bit. I think he'll struggle to make the distance. Only a couple of players back on the goal line. And Mark Burke for Brian Dunbendigo. The change is being made.
Yeah, Gisborne have made another change. McKenzie off and Duff Tyler on. He's going to go to the forward line. I think they're going to try and upset their balance on the back line.
At the other end of the ground, here comes Stagg on the right boot. Hooks his kick off the boot and made the distance easily, but no accuracy. Through for one behind. So Sandhurst 4-7-31. Gisborne 3-5-23. The margin 8 points after 20 minutes in this second term on the Newmarket Hotel.
It's a
Charleston
fairly
Road
tall forward line right now when you've got Jordan Barham, Big Reaper, and now Jason Duff Tyler. So they're obviously gone for height in the forward line.
Yeah, Sandhurst compensating. They're sending Rod Woodford back into defence. From the kick out, chance for the Gisborne side. The Bulldogs go to the wing. Grandstand side taken by Elliott. Pops a short one over to Marcus Barham, who's run down, and he's got the mark. Barham goes to centre half forward to Elsom, who marks just outside 50. Plays on. Collard, hand pass to himself. Tackled high, and Elsom will take the free kick. Not intelligent play by Mitrovic, because I think Elsom might have been in trouble and caught with a footy, but the high tackle has given him the respite, and he'll take the free kick. Still on his haunches, Harry Elsom, getting up slowly.
Brad Comer's in a lot of trouble down there at ground level. I think it might even be a leg, actually, Wayne. Let's go to Alexander Collins for Brian Dunbendigo.
Yeah, it looks like a knee from here. Rowing just attending the scene. Luke Jones will be the man to come back on.
So the free kick Jock is going to go to Elsom. I don't think play's going to be held up here for Brad Comer.
It's a very poor tackle,
now,
though, Jock.
It is now they've noticed. I don't know whether they even noticed or the umpire noticed Comer on the ground until then, and the doctor with him. At right on 50, Comer gets to his feet. He'll go straight off. Interesting to see if he goes off interchange. Yes, he will. That is a good sign. But they'll just wait till he gets off, I think. No, I mean, if it was completely fly blown, they'd bring him straight over the line.
I see what you mean. Hopping on one leg is a good
sign,
Elsom
Jock. Fires at goal, pushes it wide, gets the distance all right, but pushes it wide and through for a minor score. Gisborne to 3-6-24, Sandhurst 4-7-31 on the Bristol Paints Williamson Street scoreboard.
We'll get Mark Burke and Alexander Collins to keep an eye on Brad Comer. Ball kicked in towards the rotunda pocket by Prowse, and he found Matty Kewen in a bit of space. So Kewen still deep in his own defensive line, kicks up towards the grandstand wing. Woodford at the front of the pack. Cannard with a double-fisted punch sends the footy over the line, and we'll have a throw in. Centre wing just on the attacking side for Gisborne in this second term. And the margin is 7 points at the moment. Sandhurst in front as we cross 22 minutes.
Tell you what, it's a very physical encounter, and in conditions like this, it will take it out of the players. Massaudi, brilliant pick-up. Great hands to Fitzgerald, who goes bang inside 50. Reaper, the target, missed him. Run on to by Davis, though, in the forward pocket. Front and centre, Geordie Barham. 2 grabs, play on, not paid. Wrestled to the ground. Luke Saunders is there, but Prowse takes it. Kick across the body under pressure. Taken by Curzio, straightens up to Massaudi. And he's got him 40 out directly in front. Ollie Massaudi, the mark, will go back and shoot on goal for the Gisborne Bulldogs. Too many of them down there, and Sandhurst defence just momentarily caught in disarray. Ollie Massaudi to get the margin back to a point. From 40 metres, goes for home, or close. Work for the goal umpire, who says, no, Ollie, minor score. Margin 1 straight kick. Gisborne 3-7, Sandhurst 4-7. That on the Newmarket Hotel Charleston Road scoreboard. Here's Peter Lenigan on a fresh 8.95.
Can't believe the kicking in this game so far. Prowse with a beautiful kick out towards centre wing. Jones stretches high and takes a good mark on the half-back flank. Dishes off the hand pass to Gathercole, who ran past. Gathercole now spearing pass up through centre wing. Haythorpe comes sliding out. Takes the mark on his chest. Out in front of Darren Ferrugia. So Haythorpe will load it up. Kicks long towards centre half forward. Fitzgerald the target. Good fist away by Marcus Barham. Out in front of Stewie Hamilton. Oh, winning the race for the footy there was Niall. Got a hand pass away. Didn't sit for Atkinson. In there to help out is Sharp for Gisborne. Just paddles the ball out towards the boundary line and eventually sees it over. We'll have a boundary thrown on that outer side of the ground. So 6 points the margin. Let's go to Alexander Collins for Brian Dunbendigo. Brad Comer not looking good down there on the boundary line.
Yeah, no, you'd imagine he'd take no further part in the match, Pete.
We might leave it to you to find out, Alexander. From the throw-in, just on 50 for the Dragons, taken by Fitzgerald. Quick hands to Elsom. He kicks towards the centre of the ground. Who can take it? Saunders on the bounce. Hand pass back to Fitzgerald, still in the centre. Stand and deliver, does to Massaudi. Got space at half forward. Ollie runs on. Goes bang. Reaper in the goal square. Pushes his opponent out, but he's paid the mark. Reaper paid the mark 15 metres out, almost directly in front. Gee, was at the back. Don't know about that. What do you think, Wayne Walsh?
Oh, I think it was too bad. I thought, although they were in two minds, Duff Tyler come out, they weren't quite sure to go Duff Tyler or Big Bundy Reaper. I would have paid the mark, Jock.
Fair enough. Reaper, an opportunity to kick his first goal of the grand final. No trouble about the distance. Don't worry about that. He'll kick from 20 metres out. The slightest of angles. This, bread and butter for the dual Ron Best medalist. No doubt about that. Bundy Reaper in his last game, looking for his first goal of the grand final, goes bang and has put it on the board. Scores are level again at 4-7, 31 apiece. Alexander Collins for Brian Dunn Bendigo.
Dr. Rowan Molnar informs me that Brad Comer's only got bruising to the knee. He will be iced up and probably brought back after half time.
There you go,
The
Wayne
doctor,
Walsh.
the doctor. I mean, great play once again by Matty Fitzgerald. Jockeys in about 5 touches there in about a space of about 20 seconds. And Luke Saunders, these players now need to come to the fore because with Matty Fitzgerald controlling his part of the ground, you need other players to come to the fore now.
Ball back in the centre. Matt Sexton goes up against Elsom this time. Elsom won the tap, taken by Cannard. Dished off the hand pass to Matty Fitzgerald. He got it onto Masaudi. Masaudi back to Elsom. Balks his way around one potent. Shot on goal from 45. Just misses to the near side. Through for one behind. So Gisborne take the lead by a point. 4-8-32. Sandhurst 4-7-31. It's frantic stuff on the Limerick Tavern scoreboard. Alexander Collins for Brian Dunn Bendigo.
Rod Woodford off, Matt Sexton on Sandhurst.
Into red time in the second term of the grand final. Kick out. Oh, a great mark there for the Dragons. Taken by Noonan at centre half back. Plays on. Goes wide. Player out there in space. Taking the mark is Thornton. He plays on now. Kicks high towards Niall. Knocked away by Stewie Hamilton. Over the back. In fact, Hamilton takes it. Turns. Kicks high back down the wing. Not a good one. And a mark is turned over. The ball turned over again. It's taken again down there by Thornton. Goes in the centre of the ground. Poor kick to Noonan. Can't get to him. Bouncing ball. Knocked over the back to Elsom. Elsom from the middle. Turns and kicks inside 50. Duff Tytler the target. Couldn't hang on to it. Bouncing ball. 20 out from the Gisborne goal. The big fella Duff Tytler after it. Can't trap it. Borchardt there. Sees it safely over the line. It'll be thrown back into play right next to the behind post. The Gisborne Bulldogs deep in attack to the city end of the ground. Time clock. 26.5 minutes gone, second term. This is the All-Seasons Bendigo Football League Grand Final and Gisborne lead close to half-time by 1 point.
Saunders comes over the back of the pack, couldn't take the footy, and there to save the day for Sandhurst as Matt Stagger just puts the ball out of play. And we'll have another boundary throwing just 10 metres around from the behind post here in the rotunda pocket. Gisborne deep into attack as we cross 27 minutes in this second term. Ball comes back into play. Duff Tytler won the tap. Chancey for Noonan at ground level for Sandhurst. Good composure. Gets a clearing kick outside defensive 50 up towards the centre wing on the grandstand side. Kennard's the first one back there. Ripped to the ground. It's thrown across the boundary line by Jones and he's
going to get a free kick.
Jones would have to get the free kick. He was grabbed around the throat.
He's
and a
thrown
punch
one.
there by Kennard. The umpires ignored everything there. The young umpire.
He did. This is going to be thrown back into play. Unbelievable, nothing for any of it. And the action was on. Now he's picked out a free kick. He doesn't want the situation to get any more inflamed. It's going to Gisborne, and Harry Olsen takes it for a supposed ruck infringement. Probably the only free kick in the last minute that wasn't there. Now called to play on. Elsom from half forward. Kicks high inside 50. Up they go. Mark taken by Kewen, who stood his ground brilliantly at the front of the pack. Kewen for Sandhurst. Switches wide. Is it dangerous? It's okay. Comes off. Mitrovic takes the mark in front of Duff Tytler and runs on. On the left foot, Mitrovic goes to the centre of the ground. Fitzgerald, the target at the back. Great grab, Fitzgerald. Still in the middle of the park. Now he plays on. No one on the mark. Goes to half forward. Up there the target, Atkinson. He couldn't get there to take the mark. Bouncing ball. McInerney takes it in defence for the Dogs. Under pressure, kicks around the body and finds Barham, who marks on the half-back flank grandstand side.
Close to half-time here at the QEO. Barham has the ball in hand. Gisborne lead by a point. He's on the defensive side of centre wing, just holding things up. He got a lead from Davis up towards centre wing. Ignored that one. Gets another one from Masaudi in the centre of the ground. Taking a long time over this one, Marcus Barham. Eventually goes short and safely, and he finds Matt Cannard just on the edge of the centre square. Cannard now a little chip kick over the top, and Sharp had found a bit of space. So a couple of loose players here for Gisborne. Anglin's also free on centre wing on the grandstand side. He's going to look longer though. He gets a lead from Reaper out towards the half forward flank. Spearing pass will bounce just in front. Reaper couldn't quite trap the footy. Kewen's there to pick it up. Runs away off half back, touches the ball to the turf. Just gets his kick away in time. Towards centre wing, Haythorpe 2 against 1. Couldn't take the mark. Tried to pick it up at ground level. Tackled without the footy. Umpire says play on. Picked up by Davis. Davis got a hand pass away. Marcus Barham. Ball sits up for him. Oh, evades a couple of players brilliantly, Marcus Barham. Now kicks in towards the centre half forward position. Fitzgerald. Oh, his hand pass was too hot for Massaudi. In they go. Vigus put his head over the footy. Got a hand pass out. Ball still in dispute in the centre of the ground. Sexton picks it up for Sandhurst. Great stuff.
Hand pass over in the direction of Thornton, who goes to the wing on the outer side and gives it to Perez. Composure needed. Perez goes long, high to 50. Over there the target. Atkinson got rid of his opponent but couldn't take the mark. He's tackled close to the boundary line. Ball rolls over and will be thrown in right in front of the scoreboard. Just on 50. Forward pocket for the Dragons. 29 gone. Second term. Close to half time. A grand final. The two combatants separated by just a point from the throw in. Taken down there by Sharp. His clearing kick towards the centre of the ground. Marked by Massaudi, who played on, and the umpire's given him the benefit of the doubt. He'll let him go back and take his kick.
Jock, we saw it when we were 100 metres away and the umpire was 15.
Then missed it.
Just like Matty Cannard's punch before missed. Kick up towards the half-forward flank. Picked up there by Elliott. He's got a great little hand pass on over the top to Matty Fitzgerald, who runs past. One bounce. Runs to 50. Kick towards the top of the square. Duff Tyler reads it off the back. Dribbles a kick on goal. Hooks it. Through for a behind from the top of the goal square. And Gisborne go to a 2-point lead, 4-9-33, Sandhurst 4-7-31 on the Perros Paint scoreboard. We've crossed 30 and a half minutes in this second term. Alexander Collins for Brian Dunbendigo.
Ben Sexton back on for Sandhurst, Kieran Nile coming off for a rest.
Short kick okay, marked by Prowse in the back pocket. So Prowse has got it for the Dragons. Another goal to either side before the breaks would certainly be telling. His kick down the wing, out of side. Nobody can take the mark. Cannard runs back. The boundary line wins, and it'll be thrown back into play. True wing position on the outer side. 31 minutes crossed now, second term. 33 plays 31. Gisborne Bulldogs nose in front at this stage.
So Sexton to go in ruck against Elsom. Sexton got rid of Elsom and thumps the ball forward another 15 metres. In fact, it might have gone out of bounds on the full off his fist, so it'll be a free kick to Gisborne over on that far side of the ground.
That's a dodgy rule.
Don't like that one?
No, he's punched it out. Give us a break.
There's the half-time siren. It's not going to count anyway. And at half-time, it's a 2-point ball game in a low-scoring first half. Gisborne 4-9-33 leads Sandhurst by 2 points. Sandhurst 4-7-31. Goal kickers to half-time for the Dragons. Singles to Mark Vigus, Mark Fitzgerald, Darren Atkinson and Zach Perez. For Gisborne, all singles as well. Geordie Barham, Darren Ferrugia, Stephen Reaper with their only goal in that second term, and also Ty Elliott got their first one.